on the year. We were talking about a 4-game win streak. Not only a nice thing to have, but a nice time of the year to have it right towards the end of the season.
Absolutely, meaning that you're playing well at the right time, and hopefully we can continue to do that. Right now our defense has been, exceptionally good. Hopefully we can keep that effort up. Watertown presents different problems because they can shoot the ball really well, so we got a work cut out for us tonight.
We were talking before we went on, perimeter defense must be the theme of the night in the pregame talk, huh?
Well, absolutely, because they had 11 threes against us, and we talked about the other night against Aberdeen, they had 12. They had 36 of their 72 points came from the three. 22 of their 40, 50-something that they scored against us came from the three. So it's very important, that, especially the first quarter, that we don't allow them to have any good looks.
Is there one or two kids you got to keep an eye on out there, or can they all just flat out shoot it from outside?
They can. Crayons, Rowden, Olson. I mean, they all can shoot it. They'll take the most of them, but then every other guy that they put in can at least hit one. So we got to make sure that we're up on them to begin with. Keep the ball out of the paint so that we don't have to help, and it leads to a wide open three. So there's a lot of different aspects and a lot of moving parts that we got to take care of tonight.
Back to your team, as we mentioned, it is late season here. What is this, game 17? So our game 18. So everybody relatively healthy, feeling good?
Everybody's healthy, and knock on wood, we're feeling all right. So hopefully that we can continue that. That's the biggest key. Can you stay healthy down the stretch?
And then the playoffs, obviously, it's something that you're not dwelling on at this point, but you know where you're at. Where are you, Coach?
Well, right now we're at 5, but we can end up anywhere from 5 to 12. That's why this game's really important, because both Watertown and ourselves are right in the top 8. And this could keep us in the top 8, because there's a lot of teams that might not get the 12 wins, but if you can get the 12, I think you have a great chance of hosting a playoff game. So big game. The next 2 games are big games. Everyone from here on out is going to be a big game.
Coach McClements kind of said the same thing, and I said, well, it kind of feels like the playoffs have started. Maybe they start tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, because the winner of this one's going to solidify, a top spot anyway. Is it going to be the detriment to you? Probably not, because there's still a lot of games left to play. We still got 2. We got O'Gorman and Brandon, so we just need to get one of these. Again, continue to play well, continue to progress, continue to play great defense.
All right, Coach, real good. Thanks. Good luck in the game. We'll talk to you in the postgame.
Appreciate it.
Tim Bundagan there, head coach of the Huron Tiger Boys. Let's send it back to the studios here. Come back with, we'll meet the Tigers. We got your starting lineups. We got your officials, and we'll be ready for tip-off. Watertown at Huron, Boys Hoops on Tiger.
Well, thank you and welcome back to the Huron Arena. Minutes away from tip-off here. Going to get underway right on time by the looks of things. The earlier games got done early. By the way, Watertown defeats Huron right as I walked in tonight, 55-45. As always, your officiating crew brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. What do we got here tonight? We got Jeremy Grady, we got Jeff Schroeder, and we got Steve Scheppel. That's your law on the floor. The officiating crew here tonight at the Huron Arena for this ESD game between Watertown and Huron boys basketball. Jeremy Grady, Jeff Schroeder, and Steve Scheppel. That's your law on the floor. And as always, the officiating crew, the reading of the officials, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Scoreboard updates going to be brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling, and we'll pass along scoreboard updates, of course, from the Tiger girls. They are at Watertown tonight, and anything else from the area that we see that piques our interest, but definitely we'll keep an eye and keep you informed on that Tiger girls game going on at Watertown, and that's our game of the night over on 1210 AM KOKK. There is one boys game in the books from today. Mitchell defeated Pierre. It says here Friday, February 16th at 7 p.m., so I don't know if they played that one early for one reason or another, but they got a final score here. Mitchell beating Pierre 74-50. Other games tonight here on Watertown. Roosevelt plays Washington this evening. O'Gorman will take on Harrisburg. Some other boys basketball matchups. The Huron Tiger girls at Watertown tonight. In girls basketball, Sioux Falls Washington beats Sioux Falls Roosevelt 54-25. So they're going to shut the lights down, do a little light show here for the Tiger starters. Let's send it back to the studios for one more minute here. We'll come back, we'll figure out the anthem, the starters, and we'll be that much closer to tip-off back in a minute on Tiger Radio. Oh, Nathaniel, you got to keep them going. They're doing the anthem. Keep them going, please. No artificial colors. Yeah, keep them going another minute. Just wrapping up the anthem here, getting ready with your starting lineup. So we'll be ready for tip-off. Talked about our officials, Jeremy Grady, Jeff Schroeder, Steve Scheppel, your law on the court tonight. Lineups for Pat McClemens and the 10-7 Watertown Arrows. They've won 3 out of their last 4 and 2 in a row. Arrows off the bench, Brady Torgerson, Mitch Olson, Will Angstrom, Peyton Bisker, Gabe Norberg, Caden Decker, and Jackson McClemens. Pat McClemens and the Watertown Arrows will start number 4, a 6-foot senior, Dylan Rodden. Number 5, a 6'3 senior, Caden Beauchamp. Number 10, a 6-foot senior, Cohen Kranz. Number 15, a 6'1 senior, Marcus Rabine. And number 20, a 6'2 senior, Jake Olson. Watertown wearing the purple unis, the yellow numbers. Arrows are going to go Rodden, Beauchamp, Kranz, Rabine, and Olson. Tim Budenhagen and the Huron Tigers won 4 in a row, 11-6. Off the bench, Trace Wenz, Holden Haig, Colton Ogle, Carson Evans, Logan Leyendecker, Jonathan Peterson, Colby Hofer, Hayden Scherson, Mason Jurgens, and Tommy Martin. Tigers will start number 12, a 5'11 junior, Colton McNeil. Number 14, a 6' senior, Gavin Moding. Number 24, a 6'1 senior, CJ Gainey. Number 30, a 6'8 sophomore, Blake Elwine. And number 32, a 6'3 freshman, Anderson Porish. Tigers go Porish, Elwine, Gainey, Moding, and McNeil. They'll wear the white unis with the orange numbers. Fresh 8 is up on the board, and it looks like we will tip this game off. Dare I say early? What? Did I say early? I said early. This game is going to tip off at 6:59. You're listening to 1340 AM, 95.3 FM on translator K237EL in Huron. Tiger boys basketball tonight, live from the Huron Arena. Well, I guess I need to say Huron, South Dakota to make that a legal ID. So now we're all legal. We're ready for hoops. Rodden, Beauchamp, Kranz, Rabine, and Olson on the floor. Tigers, McNeil, Moding, Gainey, Elwine, and Porish. Center circle, Blake Elwine for the Tigers, Caden Beauchamp for the Watertown Arrows. Arrows beat the Tigers up in Watertown. Tigers are 5-1 since and have won 4 in a row to get to 11-6. Here is the tip, back to the Arrows, and Watertown will have the first possession. Dylan Rodden, the senior point, back across the timeline, Moding out to defend. Right wing for Beauchamp. Go high post for Rabine. Rabine on the wing. Here's Olson back up top now for Rabine. Right wing, here's Rodden. Drives. Shut down quickly. Swings it out left wing to Beauchamp. Beauchamp to Rabine on the baseline. Step back. Going to look at 3. Rodden not going to pull the trigger. Cross court. 3 on the right wing is no good for Jake Olson. Rebounded by CJ Gainey. Gainey back across midcourt. Tigers a chance to strike first here at home. Right wing, Gavin Moding. They'll get it inside Elwine now, just outside the painted area, going to work on Beauchamp. Wiggles his way inside, shot is up and in. Blake Elwine with his first basket. Tigers 2-0. Olson in the backcourt. Gainey nearly stole it away. Instead, it's out of bounds off CJ, and Tiger fans thought that was last touched by Cohen Kranz. The officials disagree. 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter here at the Huron Arena. Tigers 2, Arrows 0. Watertown with the ball after the out-of-bounds call. Beauchamp, the right side for Rodden. Rodden the drive, spins past the defender. Shot too strong. Gainey had the rebound, had it ripped out of his hands. Now a couple players on the deck. Rodden's going to end up with it. And then he is fouled. Now, was he shooting is the question, and I think he was, and he was. CJ Gainey will pick up the first foul for the Tigers. First foul of the game, in fact, and we'll go to the line for the first free throw. Dylan Rodden, 6' senior point guard for the Watertown Arrows. First free throw is up and in. And Rodden a chance to tie us up 1 minute and 18 seconds into this one. Rodden's second free throw is good, and we're tied at 2. 6:40 left, first quarter. There's Anderson Porish across the timeline. Porish going to drive all the way underneath the basket. Tried to kick it over to McNeil and went off his hands, and Moding will collect it in the corner. He gives it back to McNeil. Here's Gainey, a deep 3. That one, I think, was tipped and still went in. If it wasn't tipped, it had some awful weird English on it. 5-2 Tigers. Jake Olson at the other end thought about a 3. He won't pull it. Rabine will, and it's no good. Rebound Elwine. Elwine to Gainey. Here's Gainey across midcourt. Crosses over. Outside to Elwine for the deep 3, and that one is good. Blake Elwine with 5 points, and the Tigers lead 8-2. Trapped at the timeline is Kranz, and we're going to get a whistle on the Tigers. I thought maybe McClemens thought he was going to have to call a timeout to make that work. And C.J. Gainey's going to pick up his second foul. And early issues for the Tigers will force them to go to the bench a little earlier than they probably would have liked to. 5:53 to play opening quarter as Colton Ogle will check in to replace Gainey with 2 fouls. He's got both the fouls in the entire game. Right wing, here's Rabine, fakes on the 3, drives, big block underneath by Elwine. Blake back across midcourt. Right wing Porish, fakes on the 3, drives, past the defender, can't finish it off. Rebound, Jake Olson. Olson ahead to Kranz. Kranz across the timeline with McNeil on his hip. Right wing Rabine, doesn't want the 3, top of the key. Still on the dribble is Rabine. Here comes Rodden to collect it. Left wing for Kranz. 5:12 to play opening quarter. Tigers 8-2. Drive to the basket here. And a nice finish by Dylan Rodden. Adjusting midair, little double pump. Knocks that down. 8-4 Tigers. Racing past the defense is Moding, and he's fouled, and he's going to get free throws. Jake Olson came in late. Rabine was there early. We'll see. I think it's on Olson. And it'll be Jake's first and the team's first. Tigers going to bring Carson Evans in next opportunity. Watertown has a sub as well as Moding goes to the free throw line for 2. First is up and no good. McNeil will come out for Huron. Rabine will check out for the Arrows. Will Engstrom will check in for Watertown. Another free throw here for Moding. Tigers lead 8-4. A 3 by Gainey, a 3 by Elwine, a 2 by Elwine. Tigers an 8-4 lead as Moding looks to tack on another. Second will not go. Rebound on the baseline there by Beauchamp. Beauchamp ahead to Olson to Rodden. Rodden across the timeline. Left wing back to Beauchamp. Doesn't want the 3. In fact, now's got to give it up. Here comes Rodden. Rodden spins off the defender. Nice pass underneath to Beauchamp. Rodden spun off the defender. Everybody paying attention to him. And Beauchamp able to sneak one in on the baseline cut. 8-6. Tigers by 2. Left wing. Here's an Ogle 3. Halfway down the cannon. Popped out. The rebound knocked out. And it's off the Tigers. So Watertown now a chance to tie or take the lead with 4:19 to play in the opening quarter. Tigers have not trailed, led 2-0, tied it up, led 8-2. And now 8-6 and Watertown with the ball. Olson and Rodden in the backcourt. Olson across the timeline again, feeds a cutting Beauchamp for the layup. Caden Beauchamp keeps sneaking in behind the defense, and we're tied at 8, midway point of the opening quarter. Moding across midcourt, top of the key, guarded by Rodden, still on the dribble. Thinking about a drive, calling for a screen, and now an offensive foul. And we'll see who this one is on. Unless it was just a travel or something, I guess that must be the case. Watertown back to work. Chance to take their first lead. Out on the left wing, it's Engstrom. Engstrom to drive, splits a double team, fires up a shot, no good. Rebound tipped over to Porish. Porish to Elwine. Elwine back across midcourt. Tigers go to work, tied at 8. Elwine taking it all the way to the basket, got the contact he needed to get the whistle, missed the shot, but he will go to the free throw line. Fouls on Mitch Olson, the junior Olson in off the bench for McClemens. Free throws here for Elwine, 5 points to lead the Tigers. First free throw is off the mark. Tigers 0 from the line tonight in 3 attempts. Colton McNeil will come back in as Gavin Moding checks out. Second free throw here for Elwine is good. So Blake will split a pair, half a dozen on the night to lead the Tigers, and the Tigers lead Watertown 9-8, and a pass just shy of the timeline. Boy, they almost threw it away as this Tiger defense into full court, almost forcing, and now it does force a turnover. Elwine gets it right back at the basket and lays it in. 8 in the quarter for Blake Elwine. And here's another near steal. Elwine couldn't quite get to it. McNeil on the deck, and now Watertown gets tied up. We get a jump ball or a timeout? That's the question. Oh, my word. Are they calling a foul? They are. And now a fan is going to get ejected. A fan said something. And that fan is going to have to go, it appears. And they did, in fact, call a foul on Colton McNeil, which surprises me, I guess. Also surprised that fan, I guess. Tigers up 11-8, 3 minutes left, opening quarter. Engstrom on his way to the basket, and he'll finish it off. Will Engstrom with a nice drive right in between a couple of Tigers, and somebody got hands up and still got it up and in. 11-10, Tigers by 1, 2.5 to play first quarter. Elwine drives and a whistle on Watertown. Mitch Olson second. And in case you're wondering here, neither fan base is very impressed with the early whistles here tonight. This is not a one-sided affair, as they say. Blake Elwine to the free throw line. He'll have a pair. First is up and in. Elwine 2 out of 3 on the night. 9 points for Mr. Elwine as Evans will check out. That's going to bring Holden Hegg in, the 6'1 senior for the Tigers. Hegg, McNeil, Elwine, Porish. And the second free throw is good, and the fourth Tiger is Ogle. So 10 from Elwine already. Tigers lead 13-10. And here's another near steal, and it is a steal. Anderson Porish. Porish over to Elwine for the dunk. Oh, it came off the heel and popped back out. Ball grabbed by Torgerson, and we go the other way with Watertown. Torgerson to Engstrom. Engstrom, how did he hang on for the basket? Unbelievable. It got pinned up against his hip on the way up. He threw up a prayer and not only got the basket, but got the foul as well. The foul's on Holden Hegg, his first, 4 on the team. And we go to the free throw line here as Will Engstrom tries to convert the old-fashioned 3, and he will not. It rattled all over the world and finally fell out. Porish on the rebound. Porish ahead to Moding. Moding to McNeil on the right wing. Tigers still a 1-point lead, 13-12. 2:05 left here in the opening quarter. Porish working baseline, offensive foul as Porish tried to clear out Peyton Bisker there and get around him, and the official didn't like that off-arm action as Porish will pick up his first. Arrow's going to switch things up as Torgerson checks out. Dylan Rodden is back in, so it'll be Rodden and Kranz. 14 is Engstrom, 24 is Bisker, and Beauchamp will stay out there as well. Tigers got him trapped shy of the timeline, across midcourt and a pass to Kranz. Kranz hits a cutting Beauchamp again for the layup. Beauchamp with a half dozen in the quarter, all of them the same way. Elwine going to get a breakaway at the other end and a layup. Blake has a dozen in the first minute of this. Here's a cross-court pass. Moding has to save it in, and he saves it right into Watertown. He saved it right into Engstrom. Engstrom ahead to Cohen Kranz for the layup. So Watertown, their first lead. Here's Elwine for 3. That one is good, and Blake Elwine is officially on fire. 15 points in the first 6.5 minutes of this basketball game. Tigers lead 18-16. Bisker on the right wing. Rodden in the corner. Rodden now on the wing. Gets the pass from Engstrom. Rodden crosses over into the lane. Stuck at the free throw line. Back to Engstrom, top of the key. Steps back. Looks at 3. Won't pull the trigger. Rodden will from way downtown. It's good. And Dylan Rodden with 7 points. Watertown back on top 19-18 as we got ourselves a high-scoring affair early here at the Huron Arena. Moding, little shake and bake, got in the lane, got 2 defenders on him. Kicks it out to Elwine in the corner. Elwine, hand in his face, rises up, shot is off the mark, rebounded by Rodden. Rodden the other way as Watertown has the shot clock off, a 1-point lead, 19-18, and possession of the ball. Here's Beauchamp just left of the top of the key. The handoff back to Engstrom. 15 seconds left in the opening quarter. Rodden, top of the key, working on Moding, stops the dribble, gives it to Beauchamp on the wing, cross court. Here's a three on the wing by Kranz, no good. Porish tipped the rebound over. Now a couple players on the deck. Watertown's going to end up with it. And that'll do it for the opening quarter. After 8 minutes of boys basketball, a shootout at the arena. Watertown 19, Huron 18. Back in a minute with the second quarter, 1 minute on Tiger Radio. Fresh 8 up on the board. Tigers trail by 1 after a frame. The Huron Tigers scored 18 points in the first quarter. Blake Elwine scored 15 of them. Watertown spread it out a little bit. Rodden 7, Beauchamp 6, Kranz 2, Engstrom off the bench with 4. So Blake Elwine, the hot hand to start this game. We'll see if some of the rest of the Tigers start getting some offensive production. Gainey hit that opening three, but then 2 quick fouls kind of took him out of the rest of that quarter. Tigers on the wing, it's Carson Evans. Evans feeds Moding low block. Moding working on Kranz, going to dish it back out to McNeil for 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Beauchamp. Beauchamp over to Rodden. Rodden across the timeline for Kranz. Kranz crosses over into the lane, kicks it off right side for Engstrom, back out to Kranz in the corner. Rabine wants it underneath. Olsen to Rodden on the left wing. Rodden will pop the 3, and that one is good. Dylan Rodden, a pair of 3s in the game. He's got 10. Watertown's lead is 4, 22-18. 7:10 to play first half. Elwine top of the key. Driving in on Beauchamp. Almost got knocked off his base there. Handoff for Moding. Moding the layup. Nice look there as Gavin Moding with his first basket. Watertown again trapped in the backcourt. Just barely got the pass over Gainey's outstretched hands. Watertown, top of the key is Marcus Rabine. Beauchamp on the right wing. Beauchamp hits a cutting Jake Olsen for the layup. Olsen with his first basket. Watertown 24, Huron 20. 6.5 to play in the first half. Colton McNeil on the right wing, up top for Moding. Left side now for Evans. Evans the drive, shut down, hands it off to Gainey. Gainey on the wing, crosses over, deep 3 from C.J. Gainey off the mark. Rebound Rabine, and Watertown in control with 6:15 to play in the half, 24-20. The Arrows on top. Olsen on the wing. Feeds it out center circle for Kranz. Kranz to Rodden. Rodden left side of the free throw line, shut down, back outside to Beauchamp. And wow, Beauchamp had to be getting pretty close to that offensive foul like Porish got earlier. And here's Rodden with a fadeaway on the baseline as Dylan Rodden is heating up. A dozen for Rodden, 26-20, Arrows by 6. Here's Moding at the top of the key, right wing to Gainey. Gainey drives baseline, sneaks the pass across the baseline to Evans for 3. Carson Evans with a big triple. 26-23, Watertown's lead is 3. Rabine on the wing, right side. Quick 3 from Kranz, no good. Porish tips himself the rebound. Actually, that was Moding. Moding back across midcourt. Right side for McNeil. McNeil gonna drive. Here comes the help from Rabine. Cross court a pass. It's Evans again. Same spot. No good. Rebound Olsen. Olsen the handoff for Rodden. Watertown back across the timeline. They lead 26-23. 5 minutes to play first half. Here's Olsen for three. That one is good. Jake Olsen from downtown. 29-23. Watertown by 6. 4:45 left in the half as Blake Elwine just across the timeline for the Tigers. McNeil back up top for Evans. Left wing, ball stolen away by Rodden. Rodden running a 2-on-1. He's just going to stop and pop the three, and oh boy, that's good. Rodden 8 in the quarter. 15 now in the game, and Watertown leads by 9, 32-23. Elwine almost rejected there and just kind of spun, stepped through, and had a layup. 17 for Elwine. Marcus Rabine across midcourt for Watertown. Midway point of the second quarter, Arrows by 7. Rodden on the wing right side. Rodden, the drive, stuck at the free throw line, and a travel? Oh, wow, they called another foul on the Tigers. Gavin Moding whistled for the foul, his first. Changes all around here as Mitch Olsen, Will Engstrom both check in. The Tigers bringing Porish back on. The Porish, Elwine, Moding, Ogle, and Gainey. Rodden on the baseline, almost trapped. His cross-court pass is tipped up and into the hands of Kranz. Kranz fakes on the three. He lost it on the baseline. That's a double dribble. So the Tigers will bring it in with 3:49 to play in the first half, trailing by 7. Here's Gainey across midcourt, going to give it to Elwine. Elwine on the wing. Follows it into a double and now triple team. Ball knocked away, and Olsen's going to get the steal. Olsen ahead to Mitch Olsen. Jake to Mitch. Left wing, here's Engstrom. Engstrom, the baseline drive, shut down. Kicks it back out, and Gainey stole it away. Gainey ahead to Moding. Moding all the way to the basket, blocked out of bounds by Kranz. So the Tigers will inbound on their end. 3:22 to play first half. Tigers will bring Trace Wenz in. Wenz to replace Moding with 3:22 to play in the second. Wenz going to inbound here for the Tigers. Well, both teams have cooled off a little bit since that opening quarter. They combined for 37 points in the first quarter, and now before they even got a chance to set up for the inbound, we had a foul on Watertown. Mitch Olsen whistled for the foul, so that'll be 3 on him. Wenz ready to inbound. He brings it into Elwine on the wing left side. Guarded out there by Mitch Olsen. Rises up from 10 on the baseline. No good, but he got his own rebound. The putback is no good. Rebound on the baseline this time chased down by Ogle, but knocked out of bounds by Brady Torgerson. So the Tigers will hold on to it. Catch a little bit of a break, I'd say there. Is 3:12 left here in the half. Tigers trail by 7. Biggest deficit has been 9. Their biggest lead was 7. They'll bring it all the way to Ogle in the backcourt. Colton Ogle, top of the key, drives, runs into a double team, pass tipped and into the hands of Gainey, and lucky Gainey was there. Here's a pass to Ogle. Ogle on the baseline from 8 feet, no good. Rebound Olsen. Jake ahead to Mitch. Mitch across the timeline, sets up on the left wing. Feed it inside now to Engstrom, and a whistle and a travel on Will Engstrom. Next to Porish down there, and just kind of didn't have anywhere to go. Changes again for Watertown. Marcus Rabine, Brody Torgerson. Oh, Torgerson's going to come out. So Rabine, Beauchamp, Kranz, Rodden, and Peyton Bisker. Tigers with Elwine, McNeil, Porish, Ogle, and Wenz. Elwine at the top of the key. Right wing to Porish. Porish the drive. Left wing back out to Elwine. Elwine guarded by Beauchamp. Drives past him. Got the shot on the way. No good. Rebound in the lane. Elwine's on the deck trying to get it back. Now a couple of players tied up. And the Tigers will hold on to it via the jump ball. And again, the Tigers probably, again, got to consider themselves a little bit fortunate. Oh, no, it's Watertown's ball. I must have saw the possession arrow wrong. So Watertown will have it, a chance to, again, match or maybe surpass their biggest lead. Biggest lead for the Arrows has been 9, and that was at 32-23. The Tigers got a basket after that, and now both teams have kind of cooled off a little bit. Rodden on the dribble at the top of the key. 2:10 to play first half. Rodden looking for a 3. Here it goes, and it's good. Dylan Rodden with his 4th three-pointer. He's got 11 in the quarter, 18 in the game. 35-25. Arrows by 10. Here's Porish in the right corner. Porish going to go baseline, and another offensive foul as he put the offhand into Marcus Rabine, and Rabine went down. So Porish will pick up his second. That'll be 2 on the Tigers here in the quarter. And Beauchamp back on. Rabine, Beauchamp, Rodden, Bisker, and Cohen Crayons. Crayons in the backcourt, trying to get it across the timeline. They do, and a pass to Beauchamp. Or, excuse me, Rabine. Rabine back out to Rodden. Rodden at the top of the key. Rodden going to settle for a deep 3. That one no good. Rebound tipped down, and it's off Beauchamp. So the Tigers will bring it in with 1:27 to play in the half. Watertown to their biggest lead at 35-25. Elwine the inbounds for Moding. Moding across midcourt for the Tigers. Moding guarded by Rodden. Crosses over into the lane. Stopped at the free throw line. Back out to Porish in the corner. Porish, left corner. McNeil for 3. No good. Offensive board Wenz, and Wenz will put it up and in. Nice little reverse after the offensive rebound. Watertown's lead at 8 with 1 minute to play in the half. Here's Cohen Crayons at the top of the key. Left wing. Porish kicks it out of bounds. So Watertown will inbound right in front of the Tiger bench with 53.6 left in the first half. Watertown by 8 is going to get it into Beauchamp. Beauchamp back up top to Rabine. Rabine looks at 3, doesn't want it. Right side for Crayons. 40 seconds to play in the half. 10 on the shot clock. Top of the key. Here's Crayons. Crayons crosses over, drives, too strong. Porish on the board. 30 seconds to play in the half. Tigers are going to have a look here. Elwine, left wing. Now Blake going to back off and call out the play. 25 seconds to play in the half. The Tigers down 8. Moding will come out to collect it, and they'll set the play in motion, I assume, at about 10 seconds. Here goes Moding with 10 seconds to play in the half. Handoff for Elwine. Elwine runs into the double, and now a whistle on Rabine. Well, maybe Beauchamp. We'll wait and see. Or maybe Dylan Rodden. So Rodden's first. Colton McNeil inbound for the Tigers. 6.5 seconds to play in the half. Tigers down 8. McNeil gives it to Porish. Porish in the lane, had it knocked away, picked up by Rabine. Rabine ahead to Rodden. Rodden's going to get a deep 3 at the buzzer, and it's off the front of the iron. And no good. The Huron Tiger boys are going to go into the halftime locker room trailing by 8 at the half at the Huron Arena. Watertown 35, Huron 27. We're back here in 2 minutes with a halftime show. 2 minutes on 1340 and 95.3 FM Tiger Radio. Oh, thank you. Matt Watson in for Mr. Duffy tonight. In fact, we sent Jeff to Watertown, and we'll take a look now at our Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard as I just got updated. At the half, the Huron Tiger girls lead Watertown 15-14. Hampton Hines banked in a half-court shot at the buzzer to give the Tigers a 1-point halftime lead at Watertown. Again, a girls' score on your Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard shows the Huron Tiger girls up at the half in Watertown, 15-14. The Huron Tiger boys here at the Huron Arena trailing Watertown 35-27. Well, it looked early like this was going to be an absolute track meet. It was 19-18 after a quarter. Blake Elwine, by the way, had 15 of the Huron Tigers' 18 first quarter points, and as they started to struggle to find some other scoring there in that second quarter, Watertown took off, started raining threes. Rodden hit 3 threes in the second quarter. Olsen hit one as well. Watertown kind of kept pace with that first quarter. They scored 19 in the first, 16 in the second, and they lead by 8 at the half as the Arrows 2 of 3 from the free throw line, shooting well as is kind of their MO. They're 5 of 11 from 3, and they are 14 of 24 currently from the field. And of course, we'll dig into some more of those numbers here as the halftime show rolls on. But the Huron Tigers here trail at the break 35-27. Remember, stay tuned. We'll have a Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game show after this one. We'll talk to Coach Bud. We'll get you a First National Bank player of the game. And we'll be done with another ball game here at the Huron Arena. But first, the second half of basketball here between Watertown and Huron. And much like Coach Budenhagen said before the game, they're going to have to watch the perimeter, and they've done a fairly decent job. I mean, a couple of the threes that Rodden hit were probably from spots that most people would not shoot the rock anyway. And Jake Olsen, he hit his with two hands in his face. So the problem really was inside. Caden Beauchamp got 3 layups in the first half of this ball game just because everybody was paying attention to Rodden and Rabine and Olsen kind of storming the lane. So definitely something they'll have to clean up there as the Arrows have built themselves a little lead. 8 points here at the break. Biggest lead in the first half was 10 points by the Watertown Arrows. Huron's biggest lead in the first half, 6 points, and that was about 2 or 3 minutes into this matchup. Send it back to the studios here for another 2 minutes. We'll come back with the individual numbers. We'll expand on that Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard, and we'll be ready for a second half of boys basketball at the break at the Huron Arena. Watertown 35, Huron 27. Back in 2 minutes with more halftime. 2 minutes on Tiger 95.
Is a leading provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships.
And welcome back to the Huron Arena. Matt Watson here as the Huron Tiger boys trail by 8, trying to make a second half comeback, keep this win streak alive. Tigers have won 4 in a row to get to 11-6. Watertown Arrows off the bench have 4 points, all 4 for Will Engstrom. Engstrom is 0 for 1 from the free throw line. 4 of the 5 Watertown starters scored as well. Cohen Kranz with 2, Jake Olson with 5, half a dozen for Caden Beauchamp, and 18 first half points for Dylan Rodden. Rodden hit 4 threes in the first half, was perfect from the line in 2 attempts. Watertown scored 19 in the first, 16 in the second, 35 in the first half, and the Arrows go 2 of 3 from the free throw line. For the Huron Tigers, Tigers put up 18 in the first, 9 in the second, 27 first half points. They got 5 of them off the bench. Carson Evans hit a 3, Trace Wenz a 2. Gavin Moding has a 2. He's 0 for 2 from the line. CJ Gainey hit an early 3 before he got hit with a couple of fouls. And Blake Elwine leads the Tigers with 17. He had 15 in the opening quarter, 15 of the Tigers' 18 points. And at the half sits 17 of their 27. Taking a look at some more numbers here. Let's see. First for the Watertown Arrows. They shot 14 of 24 from the field, just shy of 50, or just over 58%. 5 of 11 from 3, 46%. 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. They have out-rebounded the Tigers 14-11 so far, led by Jake Olson. He's got 3 rebounds. Watertown has turned the ball over 5 times. In fact, both teams have. The Tigers have 4 steals, Watertown 2. Tigers have shot 10 of 23 from the field, or about 44%. 4 of 9 from downtown at 45%, and 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Tigers have 11 total rebounds, 3 of those for Anderson Porish. Tigers have 6 assists, 2 to Colton McNeil, 2 to Gavin Moding. They turn the ball over 5 times, the 1 block by Elwine, and 4 steals in the first half of this game for the Huron Tigers. Of course, the big number right now is the deficit. Watertown 35, Huron 27 as we get set for a second half of basketball. Kurt's Heating and Cooling brings us our scoreboard updates. Huron Tiger girls leading on the road at the half at Watertown. They lead 15-14. Hampton Hines banked in a half-court shot at the buzzer to give the Tigers a 1-point lead. So again, the Tiger girls up 15-14 at the half at Watertown. That's our game of the night over on KOKK. Second half underway here at the Huron Arena. They're going to go to Elwine. Blake inside, came up short, rebounded by Beauchamp. Beauchamp's pass ripped by Gainey. Gainey hits a cutting Elwine, who gives it back to CJ in the corner. Out to Porish, and they'll set up the offense. Gainey, top of the key, drives. Kicks it out to Porish, went past him, but Gainey is there to collect it. Gainey, top of the key, right wing Moding for Elwine. Elwine right side on the baseline. He'll drive on Beauchamp, spins left, spins right, and a whistle. Foul on Watertown. Beauchamp will pick up his first, and Blake Elwine back to the free throw line. Elwine has shot 4 of the 6 Tiger free throws tonight. He is 3 out of 4. First free throw here is good. He'll match Rodden for game high with 18. And more importantly, cut that deficit to 7. And make it 6 as Elwine is good on both free throws. So 19, game high for Blake Elwine. 35-29, Watertown's lead is 6. Boy, and they had almost again had it turned over shy of the timeline, and then a pass ahead is knocked out by Porish. So the Tigers will play some defense here as Watertown inbounds on their end with 7:15 left in the third quarter. Watertown a 6-point lead, inbounds for Rodden. Rodden the hot hand. Outside, Kranz for 3. No good. Rebounded by Moding. Moding ahead to Elwine. Elwine on the left wing. Slows it up. Hands it back to Moding. Gavin on the left wing. Cross court for Porish. Inside now Elwine. Elwine working baseline. Into the lane. Rises up. Foul. And he'll go back to the line. Marcus Rabine having problems understanding how that was a foul. He will have a quick talk with the official about the finer points of that, and Elwine will get a couple of free throws. First is up and in, and Elwine will continue the streak at the line. He's got 20 points now. He's 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He missed his very first attempt in the first quarter and has not missed since. There's another one, 4 in a row, 21 points for Elwine. And again, more importantly, the Tigers back to within 4, 35-31. Watertown up, 6:45 left in the third. And again, the Arrows trapped in the backcourt. They're going to have to burn a timeout. We'll send it back to the studios here. 6:39 to play third quarter. Watertown 35, Huron 31. We'll take a quick 30 seconds on Tiger Radio.
Tanger, located in the Crossroads, is open until 10 p.m. They specialize in seafood and steaks. All-you-can-eat snow crab legs Thursdays. Tonight is the all-you-can-eat barbecue ribs. Stop by and see our good friends at Ryan Tanger after the game.
Welcome back to the arena. 6:39 left here in the third quarter. Watertown leading here on 35-31. Tigers on the comeback, though. A 4-0 run to start the third quarter. Neither team has hit a field goal, but the Tigers have hit all 4 of their free throw attempts. Cut an 8-point lead in half. Watertown trying to get back into their scoring ways. Here's Beauchamp on the right wing. Porish out to defend. 5 on the shot clock, and Gainey's going to steal it away anyway. CJ cross court, sets up on the wing right side. Left side gives it up to Elwine. Elwine down in the corner for Porish. Porish looks at a 3. He'll launch, and that one is good. Anderson Porish from downtown. His first basket, and it's a 1-point game. And again, the Tigers with that full court pressure, and they have really given Watertown fits with this pressure defensively. Near turnover, Gainey almost came away with another one. Watertown going to try the 3, no good. Porish there for the rebound. Porish ahead to McNeil. McNeil whips it across court to Moding. Moding, little hesitation, hits a cutting Elwine. Blake goes left, can't finish. Porish there, missed it first, hit it the second time. A 5-0 run by Anderson Porish. And the Tigers have regained the lead, 36-35. Tigers go 9-0 to start the third quarter, and now Gainey, who thought he had Rabine tied up, will instead pick up his third personal foul. So Colton Ogle will come off the bench, and he will replace Gainey, who again missed a lot of that opening quarter because he got 2 fouls right away and didn't play a whole lot in the second, but now collects his third early on here in this one. 36-35, though. Tigers back on top. A 9-0 run to start the third quarter. Watertown with the ball. Crans, cross court. Rabine. Rabine over to Engstrom. Engstrom clears it to Rodden near the center circle. Engstrom drives just inside the free throw line. Almost lost it. Kicks it back out to Rodden. Rodden 15 on the shot clock. Beauchamp on the left wing. Up top for Rodden, and an offensive foul on Watertown, and I didn't see that one. That was Beauchamp right at the top of the key, as Caden Beauchamp will pick up his second. That'll be the third on Watertown here in the third quarter. So the Tigers back on top, 36-35. The run continues. A 9-0 run to start the third, and now Tigers with the ball. Here's McNeil on the wing left side. Up top for Ogle. Ogle right side for Porish. Porish drives baseline, tried to feed it inside for Moding. Snatched away by Beauchamp. Across the timeline for Rodden. Rodden down in the right corner, Engstrom. Engstrom working on Porish, gets just inside the free throw line, kicks it down to Beauchamp in the right corner. Beauchamp on the wing, stops the dribble, gets it back outside to Jake Olson, cross court. Here's a 3 from Engstrom, and that one is good. Will Engstrom with 7 points. Watertown regains the lead, 38-36. Elwine coast to coast and blocked in the lane. Watertown with the ball. Crans the other way. Kranz slows it up, gives it off to Engstrom. Engstrom, nice adjustment, but just couldn't quite get close enough to the basket. Elwine will pick up the loose ball, and he's going to drive all the way to the basket, and he'll get the layup. Blake Elwine with 23 in the game. We're tied at 38. Watertown will get a timeout, so we'll do it too. We're back in a minute. Back to the Huron Arena in 60 seconds on Tiger Radio.
Coca-Cola, Central South Dakota, the proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics. We want to thank you, the supporters of Tiger Athletics as well. Don't forget to stop by the concession stand and refresh yourself with a product from Coca-Cola.
Welcome back to the Huron Arena. 3:51 left in the third quarter. We are tied at 38. Tigers here on a 2-4-11-3 run to start the third. They came in trailing by 8. Now a tie ball game. Watertown ball. Kranz on the wing, right side. 3:40 left here in the third. Kranz hits a cutting Engstrom, and he ran into Ogle and got the whistle. Actually, it was Rodden, but ran into Ogle and got the whistle. Colton's first, second on the team. Oh, and it's a shooting foul. Rodden going to go to the line. He's 2 for 2. The team has only shot 3 free throws tonight. Rodden has shot 2 of them, and now make that 3 as he knocks down the first here. So Rodden 19. Elwine 23, high point for each team here as Rodden knocks down the second free throw. He's 4 for 4 from the line with now 20 points. 40-38, Watertown back up by 2. Wenz across the timeline for the Tigers. Down in the left corner to Ogle. Anderson Porish just left of the top of the key. Porish going to drive. He steps through and a travel. C.J. Gainey coming back on for the Tigers. He will replace Wenz. So it'll be Gainey, Porish, Moding, Ogle, and Elwine. Again, full court pressure here as they have forced Watertown into some mistakes and uncomfortable positions. Almost got a turnover there. Olsen comes over to save him. Engstrom drives baseline, and he'll get a whistle. It's another Ogle foul, his second. Free throw line here with Will Engstrom. Engstrom is 0 for 1 from the line tonight. He leads the bench players with 7. Engstrom ready for a free throw. The Tigers took a few extra seconds to get positioned here. Engstrom's free throw is up, front iron and no good. Ogle's going to come out of the game as Evans is back in. Kranz will check out for Watertown, and that'll bring Peyton Bisker on. Second free throw for Engstrom is good. He's got 8 points off the bench for Watertown. 41-38, Arrows by 3. 3:10 to play third quarter. Moding at the top of the key on the dribble, running the point for the Tigers. Right wing, a pass for Gainey. Gainey working on Bisker. Drives baseline, steps through, and scoops it up and in. Gainey thought he was going to swing it up to Elwine, but that passing lane got closed down, so he just had to step through and reach out, scoop it up, and hope for the best. And Gainey has his second basket of the night, 41-40. Arrows by 1. Watertown with the ball. Left wing Engstrom crosses over on Evans all the way to the basket. Coming over to block it was Elwine, and the loose ball is going to end up in the hands of Jake Olsen, and he's going to get fouled. So now Olsen is going to shoot free throws, and the foul is on Elwine.
14 foul.
First on Blake, fourth on the team. Evans will come over to Coach Budenhagen for some quick instruction during a couple of Olsen free throws. First by Jake is up and in. Olsen has 6 in the game. He had 5 in that second quarter. Watertown back up 2. Olsen can make it 3. 2:37 left in the third. Olsen, second free throw is good. So Jake Olsen with 7. 43-40, Watertown by 3, 2.5 to play here in the third quarter. Gainey just left to the top of the key, leaves it off to Moding. Moding on the dribble, sets up at the top, right wing for Evans. Evans for Elwine. Elwine right side, working baseline. Into the lane, banging on Beauchamp, turns and fires. Shot no good, rebound Olsen. Olsen to Rodden. Rodden to Beauchamp, handoff back to Olsen just across midcourt. Right wing Bisker down to Rodden in the right corner. Rodden thinking about the baseline, drive, shut down, kicks it back out to Beauchamp. Beauchamp on the wing. Up top for Kranz, left wing, a deep 3 by Jake Olsen. That one is no good, rebounded by Porish. Porish will turn it up court. Here come the Tigers down 3. Porish inside to a cutting Evans, but shut down by Kranz. Evans back to Moding. Moding tried to give it back, ball on the ground now, and Watertown's going to come away with it. Cutting to the basket there, but Moding thought Evans was going to stay put, and now a whistle at the top of the key, and that's going to mean free throws also, because now the arrows are in the bonus. Fouls on Gavin Moding, his second. That'll be 5 on the Tigers, so minute 35 left in the third. Watertown into the bonus. Watertown leads 43-40. Free throws here with Dylan Rodden. Rodden is 4 out of 4 from the free throw line. The team is 5 out of 6 here in the third quarter and 7 out of 9 in the game. Rodden good on his first. He's got 21. Moding out, McNeil in for Huron. I think Jake Olsen checked out as well for Watertown, and there's the first miss of the night for Rodden, and the ball's knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. So Watertown going to get it back again. On the offensive end. Dylan Rodden will inbound for the Watertown Arrows. Top of the key for Rabine. Nice pass to Beauchamp, and again, Beauchamp just left alone. Everybody paying attention to Rodden driving to the basket. Beauchamp with 4 two-point baskets, all the same way tonight. Here's Gainey on the left side, stripped by Beauchamp to steal. Watertown again building a lead, back up 46-40. Rabine going to hand it right back to Rodden. Rodden back to Rabine at the top of the key. Right wing now for Beauchamp. Beauchamp hits a cutting Bisker. Bisker can give it off to Rabine. Rabine back up top, Beauchamp. Corner 3 from Rodden, no good. Offensive board, though, grabbed by Bisker, and Watertown will get another look. 45 seconds to play third quarter, 25 on the shot clock. Watertown has built, again, a 6-point lead, 46-40. Tigers went on a 9-0 and then 11-3 run to start this quarter and regain the lead, but have now gone quiet again. Here's Bisker back outside, and a 3 from Kranz is good. Cohen Kranz from long range, and Watertown, just like that, back up 9, 49-40. Elwine going to hold it for the final shot. 20 seconds to play in the third. Arrows, a quick run of their own to build a 9-point lead. Here's Gainey on the wing right side. 5 seconds to play third quarter. Elwine on the right side, going to pop the 3. No good. Rebound Watertown, and that's it for 3 quarters. After 3, Watertown lost and then regained and built their lead. After 3 quarters, Watertown 49, Huron 40. We're back in a minute with the fourth quarter. 1 minute on 1340 AM and 95.3 FM, Tiger Radio. Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Tigers here trailing by 9 after 3 quarters. Watertown going to start the 4th quarter with the ball, and they can achieve their biggest lead, and they do, as Dylan Rodden laying on the baseline. And this will be Watertown's biggest lead with 7:40 to play. Watertown 51, Huron 40. Moding on the right side up top for Gainey. Left wing McNeil looks at 3, gives it off to Porish in the corner. Now Moding again on the dribble at the top of the key. Finds McNeil. McNeil wants Elwine. Elwine right side. Working baseline, drives into the paint, spins, shot will not go, and a foul. And Beauchamp is whistled for his 3rd. And not a shooting foul, so McNeil will inbound. Tigers down 11, the biggest deficit they have faced in this game. They went on an 11-3 run to start the 3rd quarter and regained the lead, and Watertown storming back after that, and Gainey with another triple. C.J. Gainey with 8 points in the game tonight. That's the Tiger deficit, 51-43 down to Watertown. 7 minutes left, and now timeout, I believe. Yep, 7 minutes to play, 51-43. Watertown will take a 30. Back in 30 seconds. 30 seconds on KIJB. Matt Watson back at the Huron Arena. Watertown with the ball and that 8-point advantage. Here's Rodden just right at the top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Rabine in the corner. He'll drive baseline. Past one defender. Couldn't finish it off. Rebound Elwine. And boy, Watertown fans wanted Elwine for the offensive foul as Rabine was all over him, and Elwine kind of cleared him out with the offhand. Now here's a loose ball in the paint. Watertown going to come away with that one. Comes Rodden the other way. Rodden top of the key. Looks at 3. Nope. Drives. Stripped, and a foul on the Tigers. Moding whistled for his 3rd. First on the Tigers here in the quarter. Watertown will inbound. They'll send Cohen Kranz to bring it in along the arrow baseline. Lob to Beauchamp way out at the top of the key. He'll give it off to Rodden. Rodden over to Kranz for 3, and that one good. Cohen Kranz with his 2nd 3, and Watertown back up 11, 54-43. 6 minutes left here at the arena. Ball knocked away by Rodden, and he will pick up his 2nd foul. That'll be 2 on Watertown in the quarter. And McNeil will inbound in front of the Tiger bench. Brings it into Moding. Moding back to McNeil on the right wing. Trying to get it to Elwine, right side. Here comes the double. Feeds McNeil on his way to the basket, and he threw it away. Trying to get it to Moding in the corner, but the pass way out in front of him. And out of bounds on the Tigers. Tigers going to make a change here as McNeil checks out. Going to bring Ogle back in. Watertown, again, nice ball movement. Got to the basket, couldn't quite finish it off there. It's Rabine. Rebound Gainey ahead to Elwine. Elwine left wing, little hesitation. Now drives, and the basket's going to go. Will they count it? They will. So Elwine's first basket of the fourth quarter. He's got 25 in the game now and a chance to make it 26. Fouls on Cohen Kranz. That's his first. Well, the Tiger girls at last check. Remember, they were up at the half, 15-14. We'll get you a scoring update here as Kurt's Heating and Cooling brings us the scoreboard. And the Tiger girls are currently in a delay. They have a scoreboard issue at Watertown. Blake Elwine converts on the old-fashioned three. Tigers trailing 27-25 at Watertown, 3:55 to go. But again, they're in a delay in Watertown due to a clock malfunction. So a 2-point game in Watertown, an 8-point affair here. Watertown with the miss. Tiger rebound is Blake Elwine. So Tigers on the comeback with 5:10 left. Elwine going to go all the way to the rack. Blocked and fouled by Beauchamp. Caden Beauchamp will pick up his fourth, so he'll have to watch his P's and or Q's for the rest of this one. Elwine this time for 2 free throws. Converted on the old-fashioned 3 moments ago. First free throw is no good. Blake had hit 8 in a row after missing the very first free throw of the night. Eight out of 10 on the evening. Second one will rattle in. Elwine 27 for the Huron Tigers, 54-47. Watertown's lead is 7 with 5 minutes left. Right corner is Engstrom. Engstrom almost had it knocked away. Moding just about took it away, and now a foul on the Tigers. It's going to be on Moding, and he cannot believe it. Watertown on the second team Tiger foul. Watertown does have 4 team fouls, so the Tigers could spend some time at the free throw line here. Rodden drives down on the low block. Didn't have anywhere to pass it, so he'll fade away and knock down the 8-footer. 56-47. Watertown by 9. 4:40 left. Gainey top of the key. Right side drives in, backs it away on the wing, gives it up to Elwine. They create some isolation. Elwine to the basket. Beauchamp came in late, and a whistle on Watertown. This is going to be a couple of free throws. We'll see if it's Engstrom or Beauchamp. I think it's Will Engstrom. And it is his first, but Watertown's 5th. So the Tigers are in the bonus for the remaining 4 minutes and 34 seconds of this one. And we'll see how much that will figure in. The Tigers as a team are 9 of 13 from the free throw line. Blake Elwine has shot most of those. He is 9 of 11. Elwine ready. First is up, and that one's good. Also keep an eye on Caden Beauchamp. He's got 4 personal fouls. He's the only arrow really in foul trouble. Gavin Moding has 4 for the Tigers. CJ Gainey has 3. Elwine with another free throw. Second is up and in. So Blake Elwine now 29 points. Watertown's lead is 7, 56-49, and reaching in is Gainey, and that's his 4th foul. Or maybe it's Ogle. Yep, Colton Ogle, his 3rd. 3rd team foul on the Tigers. Marcus Rabine will inbound for the Arrows. Well, despite the momentum feeling like it's shifting back to the Tigers, it's still a 7-point Watertown lead. And now here's a foul on Moding, and he's fouled out. Moding heading for the bench. Blake Elwine going to come over and have a quick talk with him. And they'll switch things around here as Moding fouls out. They'll bring on Cole McNeil. 4:27 remaining. That is the 4th team foul on the Tigers, so 1 more and the Arrows will be in the bonus. And I think Rabine has some blood on his face, so he's going to have to come out until they can get that worked out. And Beauchamp will have to check back in. That's an interesting move as Beauchamp has 4 fouls. So Watertown on the inbounds. Olsen to Rodden. Rodden out near the timeline. 4:20 to play. Watertown's lead is 7. 56-49. Rodden on the wing left side. Cross court, they throw it out of bounds. Trying to lob it down in the corner for Engstrom, but well over his head and out of bounds. And the Tigers will get it back. Rabine got his wrist taped. He must have had a scratch on the wrist, and they were going to put him back in. Now they send him back to the bench. Elwine will take the inbounds. Tigers looking to cut into this 7-point lead. Watertown been sitting between 7 and 10 for some time now. McNeil, top of the key, leaves it out for Elwine. Watertown fans wanted to travel. Elwine wants some isolation. He got what he wanted. Steps up for a 3. No good. Rebound, Olsen. Olsen the pass ahead to Engstrom. Engstrom ahead to Beauchamp. Beauchamp doubled on the wing. Passes it back out. It gets through Jake Olsen, but he collected it before the timeline, and now Gainey steps in the way of a pass. CJ to the other end for the layup. Wow, Gainey hasn't scored a lot tonight, but he's hit some big ones. Gainey's got 10 points in this one. Watertown's lead is 5, 56-51 with 3:34 to play. We'll take a full timeout. We're back in a minute. 60 seconds on Tiger. Welcome back to the arena. Watertown now on a 5-point lead, 56-51. Blake Elwine has 29 points tonight. CJ Gainey has 10 big ones. 56-51. Watertown by 5 with the ball. Cran's inside for Rodden. It's Beauchamp. Beauchamp working inside. Porras blocked him, took it away. Ahead to McNeil, over to Gainey. Tigers control. Here's Elwine on the wing left side. Back up top, CJ for 3. It's off right, but an offensive board by McNeil. McNeil going to leave it out to Elwine. Porras to Ogle. And he threw it away. Back to Porras on the right wing, and Anderson was cutting to the basket. Sails a couple of rows deep. And Watertown will get it back. And just right when the Tigers seem to make a little headway, a little momentum, something like that happens. Here's Olsen, top of the key. Boy, and Olsen just didn't want it. He had a wide open lane and elected to pull it up and kick it up to the top of the key. Here's a 3 from Engstrom, and that one is good. Well, that's a hard swing to watch as the Tigers had it down 5 and now back to 8. Here's Elwine. Elwine going to go coast to coast and lay it in, so he's got 31. And again, Watertown's lead is 6. 59-53, 2:15 to play. Ball tipped by Elwine. Engstrom takes it, and now McClemmon's going to call a timeout because they were going to end up with a 10-second call. 2:14 to play. Watertown with the ball in a 6-point lead, 59-53. We're back in a minute. A 60-second timeout on Tiger. Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Watertown and a 6-point lead, 59-53, 2:14 to play. Arrows inbound in the backcourt. They bring it into Rodden. Tigers have done a pretty good job in that full court defense tonight. They forced some mistakes, forced some turnovers, just about got another one there. They do break the press across the timeline for Olsen and kind of trying to get set up. Tiger D, here's Rodden, a step back three, and he didn't hit it, but he got a foul, and that is just the way it has gone tonight. Ogle will pick up his 4th foul, and Rodden will get 3 free throws. He is 5 out of 6 on the night. 25 points for Dylan Rodden. Rodden's first is good. Watertown as a team, 9 of 12 from the free throw line. And remember, a 3-point basket here. He'll have 2 more. And second is good. Beauchamp will check out as Rabine is back on for Watertown. So Watertown's lead 8, and Rodden a chance to make it 9, and does. Rodden with 7 in the quarter. He's got 28 in the game. 62-53. Watertown back up 9, 1:45 left. Left wing, here's Ogle. Ogle out to Porish. Porish on the right wing. Had it knocked away, but finds the handle. Here's Elwine now, right corner. Elwine into the paint. Spins. The little hook is up, and a couple of free throws coming for Blake Elwine. Marcus Rabine will pick up his second. Both teams well into the bonus here with 95 seconds left in this one. Elwine to the free throw line. He's got 31 tonight. First free throw is no good. He is 11 of 14 on his own tonight. Make it 12 of 15 as he's good on the second, and then we get a Tiger timeout or a technical? What just happened? Well, they counted the free throw, so I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a warning. 62-54, Watertown by 8, 1:30 to play. Driving to the basket here is Olsen. Olsen, and he won't get to finish it because we got an offensive foul on Watertown. I think that's Cohen Kranz. Kranz is second. Again, that's an offensive foul, so no free throws here for the Tigers. 1:26 left. Tigers down 8. Gainey into Porish. Back to Gainey. CJ across the timeline. Gainey, a little hesitation. Here's McNeil's 3 blocked. Picked up by Porish and put in. Anderson Porish, 7 points, all in the second half. Tigers going to get another quick timeout. We'll keep it right here. Try to update that Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard. Taking a look here at Tiger Girls update. We'll get that fresh from Mr. Duffy. The delay was about 10 minutes. They have about a minute left to play. Watertown leading here on 30-27 at Watertown. That's our game of the night over on 1210 AM KOKK. And again, with about a minute to play in Watertown, the Watertown girls leading the Tiger girls 30-27. We'll have an update on that in the Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report. And thanks again to Kurtz Heating and Cooling for bringing us scoreboard updates. The Tiger boys are down 6 here with 1:12 to play. Watertown with the ball. See if we can't get a look at some other scores around the state. Western Springs beat James Valley Christian tonight, 50-45 in girls basketball. Watertown with the inbounds here, and a pass across the timeline. It's Beauchamp, and again, nobody there to defend him, so Beauchamp gets a layup. He's got 10. The lead is 8 with a minute to play. Elwine, deep 3, no good. Front iron, rebounded by Cohen. Cohen Kranz, I should say. Kranz going to hand it off to Rodden. Rodden back to Kranz, across midcourt to Olsen. Olsen bounces it to Beauchamp, who gets it inside to Engstrom, who could have had a bunny, but tried to kick it back out to burn more time. We'll get a foul on the Huron Tigers. And Engstrom will go to the free throw line. Foul on Trace Wenz is his first. Engstrom's first free throw is good. Engstrom on the line today is 2 out of 4. And that'll make it a 9-point advantage, and Engstrom can again make it 10 with 43 seconds to play. Will's second is up, front iron and no good, rebounded by Wenz. Wenz ahead to McNeil, hands it back to Gainey. Gainey down in the right corner. McNeil feeds back to Gainey. Gainey has it knocked away and tipped in by the Arrows, but McNeil will pick it up. Elwine going to pop the 3. Off left, wanted a call, didn't get it. And continues to ask for a call, but he's not going to get it. Now the Tigers will get a foul, and Watertown will go to the free throw line, and this one should be pretty close to wrapped up. Elwine still pleading his case as to why that is not an infraction on Watertown, but the officials holding steady, I guess we'll say. Rodden at the line. Rodden good on the first. That'll make it a 10-point lead, and it should about do it. 3 possessions, 22.4 seconds to play. The Tigers will get it back here as Rodden knocks down both. So the Tigers down 11, 20 seconds left. Gainey a deep 3. Off the mark, and the rebound is out of bounds. And Watertown will inbound. They will pick up their 11th win here tonight. The Tigers will also go to 11-7. So identical marks here between these two, who are battling it out for spots in the region. Across the timeline, pass to Jake Olsen. Olsen to Beauchamp. He'll give it to Kranz, and the Tigers going to let him dribble this one out. Your final score tonight will be Watertown 67, Huron 56. Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame show starts in 3 minutes. 3 minutes on 1340 and 95.3 Tiger Radio. Oh, boy.
Your fans in the game are Kelsey Schuhart and Jay Anderson.
Thank you.
is the voice of the...
Matt Watson in tonight. Jeff Duffy on the road at Watertown. And we start off our Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report with a check of our scoreboard. And, of course, scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. The Tiger girls fall on the road 33-27. Hampton Heights had 13 for the Huron Tigers. They were 5 of 15 from the free throw line and come up short by 6. Again, the final in the girls' game, Watertown 33, Huron 27. Final in the boys' game, another Watertown win, 67-56. Watertown also won a game earlier tonight, 55-45, as the Arrows come to town for a pretty good night, and the Arrow girls stay home for a home victory. So again, thanks to Kurtz Heating and Cooling for bringing us scoreboard updates. Taking a look at some other scores from across the state. Girls basketball of note. I did see Wessington Springs beat James Valley Christian tonight in girls hoops. The final there, 50-45. See if Sanborn Central Woonsocket had a game tonight. I know they played last night, and it doesn't appear that they did. So other girls scores in Double-A. As we mentioned, the Tigers fall on the road to Watertown, 35-27. Mitchell up 10 on Pierre with a minute left in the third. Harrisburg beat Douglas tonight in girls hoops, 57-28. Brandon Valley defeated Spearfish tonight in girls basketball, 49-37. And the Battle of the Sioux Falls Schools goes to Washington as Washington beats Roosevelt in girls basketball, 54-25. Some boys finals. Mitchell won big tonight over Pierce, 74-50. Washington leading Roosevelt in boys basketball, 44-40 with 4 minutes to play. Aberdeen beat Brookings tonight in boys hoops, 56-50. See if there's any area boys games to keep an eye on here. If JVC and Wessington Springs was a standalone game. Looks like DeSmet is leading Oldham Ramona Rutland in boys basketball, 68-34 with about a minute to play. Wessington Springs on top of James Valley Christian right now, 17-12. That game being played up at James Valley Christian School. They got about 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter of that one, and it looks like that is a full check of the scoreboard, and the scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. Tiger boys come up short tonight, 67-56 to the Watertown Arrows, and now identical marks here for these two teams. McClemens and his Arrows head back 11-7. Budenhagen and the Tigers sit here at also 11-7. Gary's Auto Glass postgame show continues here. We'll set it back for 3 minutes. We'll come back and talk to Coach Bud eventually here in the postgame report. Of course, we'll get a First National Bank Omaha player of the game as well. So stay tuned. More Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame report to come. Tigers fall to Watertown tonight, 67-56. Back with more Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame report in 3 minutes. 3 minutes on Tiger Radio.
The territory to help serve you. See you.
Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Matt Watson here, Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report. Waiting on a conversation with Coach Bud here. We'll break down some numbers. We'll talk First National Bank player of the game as well. The Watertown Arrows, Pat McClemens, head back to town at 11-7 on the season. They got a dozen off the bench. Will Engstrom scored all 12 of them. Hit a couple of second-half threes. Went 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Engstrom a dozen off the bench. All 5 starters scored for Watertown. Jake Olson with 7. He was 2 of 2 from the line. Cohen Kranz hit for 8, a couple of threes in the second half. Caden Beauchamp hit for 10. Caden got opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in the lane. Nobody paying attention. Everybody trying to double Rodden or maybe even double Rabine on an occasion or two. And Beauchamp coming up on the receiving end of that. He had 10 points. And Dylan Rodden, the show for Watertown tonight, he scored 30. He put up 7 in the first quarter, 11 in the second, 3 free throws in the third, and scored 9 points in the fourth. He was 10 of 11 from the free throw line. He hit 4 threes. Dylan Rodden leads his team to victory with a 30-point effort tonight here in Huron. Watertown scored 19 in the first, 16 in the second, 14 in the third, 18 in the fourth, 67 in the game. They went 14 of 21 from the free throw line tonight. Shot... Well, they got them 14 of 18 in the big book. All right, well, I'm going to go with their number. Oh, yeah, it is 18. Okay, so 14 of 18 from the free throw line, or about 78%. They were 9 of 20 from 3, or about 45%. And they end up 22 of 43 from the field, or about 52%. Watertown got out-rebounded by Huron by 3. They ended up with 23 total rebounds. Jake Olson had 6 of those, 3 for Caden Beauchamp. 16 assists in this ball game here tonight for Watertown. Beauchamp had 3. Rabine had 3. Olson had 3. A couple for Engstrom. They did turn the ball over 11 times. They ended up with 6 steals in the game as well. 2 for Beauchamp, 2 for Jake Olson. Of course, the biggest stat for Watertown, the dub, as they go to 11-7. For the Huron Tigers, they got 5 off their bench. 2 for Trace Wenz, 3 for Carson Evans. 4 of the 5 starters scored for the Tigers. Gavin Moding, 2 points. He was 0-2 from the line. 7 for Anderson Porish, all in the second half. C.J. Gainey put up 10, a couple of threes, a couple of twos. And Blake Elwine, high point for the Tigers, 32 points on the night. Blake put up 15 in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 6 in the third, and 9 more in the fourth. 32 points in the game. Blake went 12 of 15 from the free throw line. He went 2 of 5 from 3. He went 9 of 22 from the field. Blake's line, 32 points, a rebound, 3 assists, a block, and a steal in this ball game here tonight. Again, the Tigers score 18 in the first, 9 in the second, 13 in the third, 16 in the fourth. Tigers 56 points in the game. Huron ends up 12 of 17 from the free throw line, shooting 71%. Tigers from 3 were 6 of 17, or about 35%, and they were 19 of 43 from the field, or about 45%. The Tigers out-rebounded Watertown 26-23. Anderson Porish, 7 boards. Blake Elwine had 5. Oh, so Blake's line, 32 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal. So my mistake, not 1 rebound, 5 rebounds for Mr. Elwine. So again, the Tigers, 12 turnovers in the game. They had 9 assists, led by Gavin Moding with 3. 3 blocks in the game. Anderson Porish had 2 of those, and 7 steals. 4 of those went to C.J. Gainey. So the Tigers, with the loss here, will snap a 4-game winning streak. Will fall to 11-7 with 2 games remaining, and we'll talk about those games and the game here tonight with Tim Budenhagen when we get a word with him in the Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report. Again, on the Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard, Tiger lower levels. Watertown won the game here right when I got here, 55-44. Watertown wins the girls varsity game at Watertown, 33-27. Here on Tiger girls, 5 of 15 from the free throw line. Hampton Hines had 13 points in the Tiger girls loss, and the Tiger boys fall at home here to Watertown, 67-56. Blake Elwine, 32 to lead the Tigers. Dylan Rodden, 30 to pace the Watertown Arrows. So that's a full check of the scoreboard again, brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. Back to the studios here for 2 minutes. We'll come back. We'll talk to Coach Bud eventually. We'll get you the numbers here, and we'll wrap things up from the Huron Arena. Tiger boys fall here at home tonight, 67-56. 2 minutes to more Gary's All Auto Glass postgame report. 2 minutes on Tiger Radio. Gary's All Auto Glass post-game report here live from the Huron Arena. Tiger boys fall tonight 67-56 as we're going to talk in the post-game show here to Coach Budenhagen in just a moment. Another reminder here, Tiger girls fall tonight 33-27. Hampton Heights has 13 for the Tiger girls in the loss. The Tiger girls 5 of 15 from the line down the stretch as they fall on the road 33-27. And again, joined here by Coach Budenhagen as the boys fall as well, 67-56. And, Coach, that you go into halftime, down 8. You get that 11-3 run to start the third. Everything feeling good, going good. And then all of a sudden it just stopped.
Yeah, it did. It was unforced turnovers as well. And that really hurt us. We had 3 of those, and we only scored 9 points in the third quarter. So we must, or in the second quarter, which really hurt us. Like you said, we came out of halftime. I thought we made good adjustments. Our guys were on point, on cue, and then all of a sudden, we let 4 get loose a couple times. He worked us the middle lane. We give them penetration middle of the lane. Then all of a sudden they find people, and we just can't do that. And then we just didn't have enough offense from other guys. I mean, they were kind of tentative. We threw. I mean, I know Blake needs the ball, but somebody else has got to. Okay, they're hanging in there. We got to rip and get to the rim, and I just didn't think we did that very well tonight. We just didn't believe in our skill set, and we got to do that. Fortunately, this doesn't, it doesn't knock us out of the DAC 16. We're not going home. We got to bottle up this feeling and then progress from here.
As you mentioned, Blake did have a heck of a game. He ends up with 32 points. He 12 of 15 from the line. He kind of did everything he could. And like you said, needed somebody else to step up. Gainey had one of those nights, like every time you needed a little something, he produced it. That gets him the first National Bank Player of the game, at least for me tonight. I know it doesn't show really popping out in the stat book under Blake's 32, but those were 10 big points, and he provided some otwe sparks at some other times, too.
Yeah, and unfortunately got in foul trouble the first half. I mean, he got 2 or 3 quick fouls. We had to pull him, as we're rolling a little bit. Now he gets number 2 right away in the first quarter with about 2 or 3 minutes to go. We thought the first one was on Colton McNeil, but they called it on CJ. And then all of a sudden that kind of hurts us a little bit because he can cover so much court, and he's got the potential to hit shots and be disruptive on defense. So that kind of hurt us a little bit, getting in foul trouble. down the stretch. Gav gets 5. So we just got to be better. I mean, I got to coach them better during the week. We just got to be better come tournament time and be ready to roll.
You can definitely take some positives out of this. One thing I thought, the full court defense, you guys created absolute havoc. You didn't get a ton of turnovers off of it, but you could tell they were nervous in the full court.
Yeah, they were. And then, we had a couple of 25 seconds. They said they weren't going to call 10 seconds till it got to 24. I guess that's a new rule, but we got to go with what they say. I just thought that we caused some havoc, in the backcourt. I think we caused a couple of times where it was a 10-second count. Didn't get rewarded. I thought we didn't get rewarded a couple times on defense where we were right there. And then, when the shot goes up, we just got to rebound the darn thing, and we just didn't do that tonight.
I realize, Coach, I can say a lot more about the way it was called than you can, but it looked like, while it was somewhat inconsistent, and I say that because the kids think they can do something, they do it a few times, and then all of a sudden they start getting called for it, and that's that inconsistency. But it looked like both teams were kind of dealing with that frustration.
Yeah, both of us were, and we let the frustration get to us, and they did a better job, I think, of curtailing their emotions. We got to do a better job of that. And not blame people, but blame ourselves. The referees didn't turn the ball over. The referees didn't miss box outs. And the referees didn't miss defense assignments. And the number one thing we said, we can't let them get going from the 3. And number 4 hits like 3 or 4 of them in the first half. And that just killed us. We let him get 18. I think they had 30. And we got to be able to guard a guy like that. I thought we did a better job in the second half.
So you mentally prepare here for 2 remaining games. What do you got left?
We got O'Gorman on Tuesday at home, last game at home, and then we got to go to Brandon on Thursday, and Brandon really played well tonight. So 2 really good teams. But when we get to the DAC 16, we're going to play a really good team, so we got to make sure that we're ready to go. And like we said, we got to have laser-like focus. I didn't think we had that laser-like focus. I don't think we believed in ourselves tonight. A couple of us just got caught with that deer in the headlights syndrome and getting the ball over my head and looking to make a pass instead of making a play. And we got to start making plays.
Real good, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us here. It's been a fun season. I'll see you next time.
All right. Sounds good, Matt. Appreciate it.
Tim Budenhagen there, head coach of the Tiger Boys, as Tiger Boys fall tonight by the final of 67-56. Let's send it back to the studios here for a minute. We'll come back and wrap up a Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame report back in a minute on Tiger Radio. All right.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, man.
They specialize in steaks, burgers, seafood, and pasta. Bryant's Meatballs have a party of 5 and bring it out for catering too. Monday through Friday for Saturday for lunch every Thursday 11 to 2 and closed on Sunday. Bryant's and the Crossroads in downtown here. Sports injuries, spinal issues, arthritic conditions, and work-related injuries. Our licensed staff will assess the problem, provide the rehab, and get you on the road to recovery. Wishing all area athletes a healthy and successful season. Heartland Physical Therapy, restoring health to a thoughtful patient. You're listening to the
Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Matt Watson wrapping up a Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report. Kurt's Heating and Cooling brings us scoreboards. One more check. Tiger girls fall on the road tonight, 33-27. Huron went 5 of 15 from the line in the loss. Hampton Hines 13 for the Tiger girls. Watertown defeats Huron in girls basketball 33-27. Watertown defeats Huron in boys basketball 67-56. Blake Elwine 32 for the Tigers, 10 for CJ Gainey, and a First National Bank player of the game. Arrows led by Dylan Rodden with 30, Caden Beauchamp with 10. Elsewhere, scores in girls basketball. We had Washington Springs defeating James Valley Christian tonight by the final of 50-45. See if we got any boys. I know we probably don't have any boys finals yet, but we do have Washington Springs and James Valley Christian going at it up at James Valley School on the north side of Huron. With a minute to play in the second, Wessington Springs has opened up a 9-point lead on James Valley Christian, 36-27. So that's a full check of the scoreboard. That's brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. Gary Zalato Glass, our post-game report sponsor. Thanks to them. Thanks to the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. They bring us the reading of the officials. Thanks to Watertown coach Pat McClemens for the pregame show talk. Thanks to Tiger coach Tim Buddenhagen for talking to us pre- and post-game. Thanks to Nate, our engineer back at the studio. Great job tonight, buddy. We'll thank the balance of our sponsors and our post-game billboard. And, of course, as always, thanks so much to you, the listener, for tuning in here for Huron Tiger Sports. Make sure to tune in tomorrow morning over on 1210 a.m. KOKK. Jeff Duffy will have breakfast with the coaches, have all the scores from tonight. He'll have a look at that Dakota sports schedule. And we'll be off into yet another weekend. That is, again, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. on 1210 a.m. KOKK. Here on Tiger, more of your favorite hits. Tiger boys fall tonight at home, 67-56. Blake Elwine, 32. CJ Gainey, 10 points. And a First National Bank player of the game in the loss here tonight. This has been a presentation of Dakota Sports on 1340 AM and 95.3 FM Tiger Radio. For Nate, our engineer, back at the studio, for our sports director, Jeff Duffy, and for everybody at Dakota Sports, this is Matt Watson saying good night, everybody.